Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike Rashid. Just want to tap in with y'all, share some perspective, some things that I've been thinking about over the past couple days. Um, I do the sauna like every morning, right? So I have all of these thoughts when I'm in there. It's like my mind is raining ideas, right? And I'm just trying to catch them each day, write down notes so I can share with y'all. It's kind of like a dream. They say you can lucid dream if you when you wake up, you immediately try to write your dreams down so you can log it, because if you don't, you'll forget it. It goes away. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. There's something that you guys may or may not be aware of, and that is the fact that you are, and I'm saying this in the most meaningful way, in the most practical, real way. You are not just connected to the universe, but you are the universe. That's very significant. So all of the particles, the elements, I like to call them ingredients, that creates life as we know it, they're in everything that's alive. They're even in things that are not alive as we know it, right? These ingredients are in an abundance throughout the universe, in an abundance. So, in stars and planets, asteroids, you name it, we are stardust. We were created from stardust. Literally, we are the universe. So, as small as we may seem in the big scheme of things, we're so large because we are the universe. So, that's significant, because where I'm getting with this information is the fact that everything is connected. Just like us, you have millions and billions of microbiomes and microorganisms living inside and on you. This is a fact. And let's say take one of those microbiomes. Does it have any kind of consciousness? Who knows? There's no way for us to know that, right? So, but that is coexisting with us, right? We're not aware of it. It may not be aware of it, but it's a thing, it's a fact, right? So why wouldn't we be a smaller part of something bigger? You could look at it like that, or just a part of something larger, okay? Because everything has particles that come together to form whatever everything is. Now, with that, you are everything that has ever existed, everything that exists now, and everything that will end existing at some point. You are creation, and you are destruction. Literally. People have, over the years, been married to certain dogmas, philosophies, books, testaments, what have you, that were written by other people. Written by other people thousands of years ago. It's very significant. People hold on to the tenets of these pieces of literature and folklore with all of their soul. Certain things were written for certain people at certain times. I'm going to use this as an example. The 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Like, these are things that you don't need to be taught. You don't need to be told. You know that that's wrong. But apparently there was people at a certain time that was so savage, you had to say, like, yo, you can't steal, you can't kill, you can't fuck this guy's wife, right? That was a real thing. Is that applicable to you? It's not applicable to me. And I doubt it's applicable to you. So I'm using that as an example. I'm not shitting on it, but I'm using it as an example of who was that written for and how long ago was that written, right? So I want you guys to really take in the fact that Somebody wrote that, okay? No one's under the impression that it was delivered from some spiritual entity from the heavens. Nobody claims that because that never happened. A man wrote that, okay? And men wrote various books that most people, attach themselves to with blind faith, okay? And I say blind faith because you know nothing about the people that wrote it, all right? You don't know their motivations. You don't know what their lives were like. You don't know any of that. We know what other people wrote about them. That's it. Nothing that we've experienced for ourselves or anything that we can go and verify. Now, the last time I came to tap in with y'all, I asked you to believe me in the fact that you can do anything that it is you want to do. And I asked for you to believe in yourself. I'm asking you that again. A lot of the literature that we attach ourselves to is great. It's profound. Some of it prophetic. People wrote it. Okay? Some people, I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and they were saying that, man, you're special. There's something special about you. And I said, no, it's not. I'm an average, I'm a regular person, just like everybody else. I'm made up of the same stuff that you are. Him, her, and you, so on and so forth. However, I choose to do certain things with my life to level up and to grow, okay? It's like that caterpillar. He doesn't stay a caterpillar all his life. He transcends into another form of himself, a higher form of himself, which is a butterfly. And naturally, that's just my progression. I stay where I'm at, max it out, and then I level up. And you level up with experiences, learning, things of that nature. And it's deliberate. I want to level up. I want to be better. I do things to increase my situation in every sense of the word, okay? So one of the things that I do is I put myself through pain and suffering. I suffer. Suffering and stress is our best ally and is an asset to be able to handle that properly. We all will deal with stress. We all will deal with pain. Right? We have to. It's impossible to avoid it. If you avoid it, the day that it catches you, you're gonna fall apart. You're not gonna know how to handle it properly. So don't avoid it. Run to it. It's a bully. Run to your bully. Bullies it doesn't hold up. Bullies, look at the story of David and Goliath, right? And I can tell you that every time when I was young, I got bullied. People attempted to bully me, but I wasn't afraid of a bully because I had confidence in myself. I knew that there's nowhere I can't run away forever. So I run to the bully. And guess what? The bully always folds. They're not used to that. The bully might be big, intimidating, scary, So they're used to flexing and people backing down. So they're never tested. They're not battle tested, even though they may talk a good game. But a bully don't get tested often. So when it faces what it's projecting, it can't handle it. It falls apart. Now, you run to your bully. Your bully can be in the form of like any impediment or problem that you have in your life. It's not going to just disappear. It's going to be there until you deal with it. So run to it. Handle it today because tomorrow it'll handle you. And you don't want that to happen. Now, I'm going to bring back what I was talking about earlier as far as you are the universe. You are everything that's ever been and that ever will be. We are all connected. We are all related. So when you see another person, you're seeing yourself in a sense, right? Because this person has what you have, right? So I implore people to carry themselves in a more pleasant and polite way and manner and treat each other with more respect. Treat people with respect because you're treating yourself the way that you treat somebody else, all right? You are begging, you are literally putting out a certain frequency that's going to come right back to you. So why not let it be a positive and a pleasant frequency? Okay? So treat people good, carry yourself upright, live your life with honesty and integrity. And that's what you're going to be accustomed to dealing with, the frequency that you put out. Okay? Now, you want to, when I was talking about stress a few minutes ago and suffering, like when I go to the sauna in the morning, it's 180, and if it's not too many people, it gets up to 190 degrees. Today I did 27 minutes. That's a new record for me. Really hard though. But usually I'm around 18 to 20. I suffer. I sit through it. It's really hard. It's good for us health-wise, physiologically wise, right? And I do it for that, but I also do it for the benefits of managing stress, dealing with stress properly. I'm intentionally putting myself in a stressful situation. I'm intentionally putting myself in an uncomfortable situation, right? When you deal with stress properly, it makes you stronger. Stress's only function is to make us stronger, more powerful, more resilient, more capable, more sturdy, unbreakable, unfuckwittable. So that's why I do it. That's one of the things that I do. It's a lot of things that I do to strengthen who I am. That's one of them. It's an easy thing to do. I do that early in the morning because that's probably one of the hardest things that I do, right? So the rest of my day is easy peasy. And the days that I do sitting there and suffer, I have better days. I'm in a more pleasant mood. My personality is brighter. I'm happier, smiling a lot more. And there's a reason for that, physiologically wise. There's a chemical that your body produces. Dang it, the name escapes me right now, but it is the antithesis of, say, oxytocin and serotonin and dopamine. And it forms when our body is somewhat under duress, and it tries to get us out of that situation, try to cool the body down. The more you produce that, when you do things that stimulate endorphins or any of the pleasure sensors in your brain, when you do induce those, the effects are greater, is better. A hug is better. Music sounds better. You're just more pleasant. You get more pleasure out of the little things when you're putting yourself through that. Activating heat, stress, proteins, and things of that nature. So it's a little hack that you might want to adapt to your regimen. Something that I do. Been doing it for a long time, and I won't stop anytime soon. Very important to me. So anyway, do things to tap into your God frequency. Do things that's going to keep leveling you up. Whether it be reading, discoursing and intellectual conversations with people, and do things like trying not to argue all the time, right? Do things different than what you normally do because it'll create different neural pathways in the brain. It's just making you wiser, making you more mentally adept, more sturdy mentally, okay? Early onset Alzheimer's and things of that nature come from a sedentary brain, a brain that's starting to atrophy, and that doesn't just happen from food, but that also happens from a lack of stimulating your mind. So keep that in mind, all right? If you ever listen to someone like Warren Buffett, who's deep into his 80s, he speaks like a young, vibrant person because he reads so much, okay? There's more things that you could do outside of just reading, but he reads so much, his brain is just ripe, and that's how you want to do. Like, our body will degenerate at a certain point, but the mind doesn't have to. It will if we don't level it up and do things that will level it up, but it doesn't have to. All right, so that's something that y'all want to incorporate, right? And just remember that you are the universe. That's special. No one person is special, but all of us are very special. So one person is special, but other people are special too. And treat people like that. You feel like you're the star of your movie, right? You might be an extra in somebody else's movie, okay? So the same with me. I do a lot of work and do a lot to put myself in a certain position of privilege, you might say. But it doesn't come easy for me, right? But I do know that anything can happen to me any day, anytime. So I don't hang my hat up on thinking that I'm so great and so special, because life is very fragile and we could be gone like that in an instant. So I'm not super married to the fact that I'm gonna live this long, crazy life and yada, 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 even though I do things to preserve and live a long life. But I'm not living my life for longevity. I am, but realistically, I'm living it for quality, right? And with that, if something crazy don't happen, I will have longevity. So that's my vibe, living for quality. So treat people good, be kind to people, be honest, smile. You know, sometimes I'm not in a great mood. So what? Wipe that shit off, all right? Be pleasant around people. Anyway, that's the jewel for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.